welcome to Alva's Kitchen. I'm so glad you did join in today. If it's your first time, please do well to watch this video to the end. If you're impressed, do well to like, subscribe and share. Most importantly, do well to learn a thing or two and apply it. And then when it goes well, do give us a feedback, do give us some comments in the comment section below. Today we want to look at gravy. Yes, so we're going to do that in this video. So for our gravy, we're obviously going to need these basic ingredients to prepare it. But then to fortify our gravy, we're going to use some Aridan in here. So you can read on the health benefits of Aridan, or locally we refer to it as Prekese. Yes, Prekese is very, very nutritious. So that's what we're going to use to fortify our gravy. So to start off our tomato sauce, the basic ingredients we're going to need are some fresh tomatoes, some tomato paste or mix, what we are used to calling tin tomato, then some onion, ginger, garlic, some fresh pepper or powdered pepper, some Prekese or Aidan or Aridan or tetraptera as you would want to call it, some local powdered spices or seasoning stock or powder. So local spices I used in this video was the esurisa, efomrisa, rentia and cloves. So then a little bit of salt to taste and some cooking oil. You can equally use some seasoning stock to also do that, or seasoning powder or cube. So to start off your gravy, what you need to do is to blend all your vegetables together. So your pepper, your onion, your ginger, your garlic, everything, you need to blend it. Then you heat your pan and you put in your onions first. I don't like to overly cook my onion before I add things, yes, because it's going to take a long time for it to cook, so I don't want to take everything out. Then you add in your blended tomato mix with your onion and all those ones in. Then you just add in your Prekese. I place in the Prekese early because the gravy takes a long time to cook. So by the time it's done cooking, the nutrients and the flavor and everything in the Prekese would have gone or run into the sauce. Yes, then I cover it and I leave it to cook. You want the tomatoes or the fresh vegetables to actually cook so well that the water content goes down before you even add in your tin tomatoes to it, because when your tin tomato goes in, because it's a bit more processed and the cornstarch and things in the tin tomato, it begins to ascension. Yes, so if you don't stir too well, you'd end up burning your sauce early, but then it may not be well dried. So I always make sure that I cook the tomato part, the onion, the pepper and all those ones, I cook it so it's very well dried before I add in the tomato paste, because that is already processed. Then you mix it and incorporate it nicely. You cover it up, let it also cook for a while. Once you see the bubbles going down, you give it a stir. Then you add in your salt with your local spices and then a little bit of oil. I didn't start with too much oil. That's very deliberate, because these days you don't want to use excess oil. We want to eat a bit more healthy. Yes, so you'd keep stirring afterwards. Once the tin tomato is in, you need to be observant. And the trick is that whenever you see the bubbles not coming up too big, then it means that it is cooking, it's getting ready. So what you want to look out for, one sign is your bubble, another sign is your nose. You need to be smelling to be sure that it is not burning. But then once everything is in, please do what to stir till you realize, yes, it's very thick and you've gotten the consistency you want. And that is about our tomato gravy. And you can store this in your microwave bowls, you can store it in your jars, you can store it in your bowls. Just make sure it's well dried enough with less water or moisture in. Just make sure you have enough oil to cover it up, and make sure to close it well or store it in the right bowls so that it can last long for you. You can keep it in your fridge, you can keep it in your freezer for a very long time, and you can enjoy a tomato gravy with varying carbohydrates. I hope you did like the video. I'm going to give you 2 extra tips when you're looking at your tomato sauce. You see, around here, there are times when tomatoes are off season, so you have more of tin tomatoes available than fresh tomatoes. When it happens that way, what you want to do with your gravy is to increase your onion and pepper. So when you're using more of tin tomato, you want to use a bit more of onion and a bit more of pepper. What the onion is going to do is to sweeten things up for you, so it doesn't become too much of tomato paste in your mouth when you taste it or when you eat it. And then what the pepper is going to do is that it's going to add some kick to it, so you still get a bit of balance in there. So that's one option, especially when tomatoes are off season. So there are days when you may go and buy fresh tomatoes and they come out very acidic, or they are very acidic, or their seeds are acidic. So when you blend your tomatoes together with your seeds, what you'd want to do is to reduce that acidic content. And the best way to do it is to go the old school, where you use a bit of ash. Yes, ash. So you know, when you use your coal pot, when you burn your charcoal, you get some fine ash and afterwards. So that ash is more of base-like in nature. So you see, for every acid, if you want to neutralize, you have to use alkaline base to neutralize it. So you can just take a spoon, depending on the quantity of gravy you're doing. So you're just going to take a bit of the ash, the wood ash, then you soak it in a bit of water, then you mix it up. When it settles, the water will be up and then the ash base or the residues will be down. So you just use up the water up for your gravy. And what that does is that it neutralizes the acidic content in there for you. So it's always good to have some wood ash or some insun in your kitchen. Yes, we know modern ladies and all those things, but then do well to always keep some of these things in your kitchen. They come in very, very handy. So I hope you like this tomato gravy and I hope you give it a try. Personally, for me, as my must-have, no matter what, at every point in time, I like to keep some in my fridge or my freezer, because on my busy days, if I want to prepare jollof rice, I just mix. If I want to prepare any stew, all I do is to take some, because it's a bit thick, I like to keep it thick and a bit dry so it stays for longer. And because it's thick, if I take a little quantity, I add a bit of water or stock to it and I add in my protein and I get my stews. So you realize that if you have this, you can always do more food within the shortest possible time, because with your gravy, you can just do your jollof within 30 minutes and you're done. If you want to do your stew within 15 minutes and you're done. So you really need to try this gravy recipe and do well to give us your feedback afterwards. Lots of love for my team and I. Mwah.